Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Caitlin Clark's teammate reveals advice that kept Fever superstar sane amidst injury heartbreak. After playing 139 games in college, Caitlin Clark was the definition of durability. She was even available for every Indiana Fever game last season. So when a string of muscle injuries started nagging her, she couldn't wrap her head around it. When I was first feeling pain, I didn't understand it. She admitted to Sue Bird during the August 12th episode of A Touch More. What followed wasn't just physical. It was a mental battle, exhausting and relentless. But through the grind, it wasn't just her own willpower that carried her forward. That was also Sydney Colson's key piece of advice. Since Caitlin Clark's arrival in the WNBA, she's been delivering, whether through clutch performances or by drawing record-breaking crowds. So when she was ruled out for the season, fans still couldn't stop speculating about a possible postseason return after spotting her taking part in a shoot-around drill. But what many overlook is that injuries don't end one season, not in every way, at least. So Sydney, with her 14 years of league experience, stepped forward for the young player. I was talking to her a lot about making sure you're still being vocal. You don't want to lose this time with your teammates. Just because you're injured or sidelined doesn't mean you can't lead or build relationships. Don't let it be a wasted season just because you can't physically contribute, she shared while speaking on Good Moves on October 9th. Thankfully, CC listened and followed through. Despite being limited to just 13 games this season, we still saw plenty of her. She made headlines by stepping in as an assistant coach alongside Stephanie White and serving looks from the sidelines. She was even spotted sharing her thoughts with referees during breaks in play. Before tip-off, she often dedicated hours to signing autographs for fans who missed the chance to see her on the court. The 23-year-old Iowa native made sure to give her fans every bit of entertainment she could, from going live with her teammates, slightly drunk, to celebrate their Commissioner's Cup win, to cracking up the staff during pre-game routines when she bounced the ball and accidentally sent it flying into her team's bench, leaving everyone in laughter. Her fun side, I think that was the most important part, to see her being jovial and lighthearted. Having fun with her teammates, I don't think was a side that people saw a lot last season. And so I would just be telling her, more of that, added Colson. And yes, this part of CC's identity wasn't visible last year. For most of her rookie season, we saw her on the court breaking records. Even during the off-season, she was either watching games or playing golf, or spending time in the gym. So yes, this was a side of her we never knew existed in such entirety. And this was how, even amid setbacks and uncertainty, CC's mindset transformed. She wasn't just waiting to return. She learned, adapted, and strengthened her leadership. And this is something that could help in the long run, too. Injuries turned Caitlin Clark into a more composed leader. Caitlin Clark suffered a left quad injury following Indy's 90-88 loss to the Liberty on May 24th. She then missed 5 games before returning to the court. When she dropped 32 points, it looked like she was 100% back. But then she suffered a left groin injury 4 games later and missed the next 5. It's honestly been hard, I'm not going to lie to you. It's difficult going to prepare for games, but knowing you're not going to be playing in them, it's challenged me mentally, CC shared on July 10th. But the struggles didn't stop there. She made a comeback again. And just 2 days before the All-Star game in Indy, where CC was named captain, she sustained a right groin injury and never returned to the court afterward. But even this mentally taxing experience gave her one of the best lessons. I think it taught me how to be a really good leader, how to be a really good teammate, and how to empathize with your teammates in certain situations. And she's right. When she played, her emotions were always visible on the court. But on the sidelines, she got to observe a lot more. Didn't get it? Well, let's understand with an example. The Indiana Fever sensation is fiery on and off the court, no doubt. She's even been spotted throwing herself at refs, arguing over foul calls, or standing up for her teammates. But during one of the crucial games this season, she was seen holding Stephanie White back as the coach approached a ref, clearly agitated. By doing so, she helped prevent White from receiving a technical foul. So yes, This is just one instance where being on the sidelines helped her improve her emotions. So what do you think? Will it help her next season? When the lights dimmed on the 2025 regular season for Caitlin Clark, it wasn't just her body that faltered. Her spirit, too, crept toward the abyss of frustration and uncertainty. A star accustomed to durability, to nights when her feet carried her deep into games, now found herself watching from the sidelines, forced to reckon with a new role. Observer, not participant. It is in that void, that unfamiliar silence, that the worth of voices around her became magnified. One such voice, a teammate and sometimes mentor, whispered the kind of advice that can't be measured in stats, but in healing. The fallout of expectations. Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with the weight of expectation pressed firmly on her shoulders. She was heralded, adored, and under a microscope long before she donned her fever jersey. Yet, through college and even into her rookie year, she had largely escaped the cruel calculus of time and injury. She rarely missed a game, rarely slowed, seldom faltered. So when the injuries came, soft tissue strains in her quads, groin issues, a bone bruise, the psychological blow was as potent as the physical one. Her 2025 season would be limited to just 13 games. Suddenly, the pace of play she had taken for granted became a phantom she chased in rehab, in whispered hope, in restless nights. To a performer like Clark, whose identity is so entwined with her ability to impact the game, being sidelined felt less like a rest and more like erasure. The voice from within the ranks. Enter Sydney Colson, a veteran guard of the Fever. Colson, too, had wrestled with the fragility of the body. She herself would later be sidelined by an ACL injury, and thus she had walked, in part, on a parallel path of anguish and adaptation. In an episode of Good Follow, Colson revealed the counsel she offered Clark during her darkest days. "Make sure you're still being vocal," she urged. "You don't want to lose this time with your teammates. Because you're injured or sidelined, you're not still using that opportunity to lead or to grow relationships. Don't let it be a wasted season because you can't physically contribute." SI+1. This advice is deceptively simple, and I think that's what made it powerful. Colson wasn't telling Clark to push through more pain, or